This is Parashat Tazria, Metzora, both together. Interesting, Parashat Tazria talks about the birth of a human being. A lady gives birth, and Zachar or Nekeva, it's a birth of a boy or a girl. First of all, it's very interesting to understand, Torah talks about all of the dimensions of life. Birth is something very important. It happens naturally, a person feels. But Torah says no. And Torah addresses. And Torah tells us what's going on in the psychology of the birth and how should it be with the lady. It's very interesting things that comes up. And at the end, Torah requires a lady to bring the korban. Don't take it as granted. Delivery is such a big miracle. I was in the delivery room, I told the doctor, how does the baby come out? How does he make himself shaped that the head should come out first and, shape up himself? So we don't know. So it's a miracle from Hashem. Then I told him that I did Talmud, and Talmud talks about miracles and everything, but you are a doctor here, and you see the miracle of God. Hashem every day, God every day. It's a miracle. Yes. So I said that your faith should be very great. He said, yes, you're right, doctor. You're right, doctor. But still, a person goes to delivery room and, have children, and all of them have a very unique experience of this thing. And where was the baby and where is it now? The Torah requires that the lady to bring a korban, to be grateful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that, this happened and Hashem did it. And everybody says the greatest bracha in delivery is normal delivery. Because if it's not normal, then, recovery is much harder. It's much harder to get back to yourself. But normal delivery, it itself gets recovered so fast and quick. It's much, much easier. And everybody talks about it. Now, it's interesting, Torah, after the birth, Torah gives a parasha of Metzora. Torah says, what's Metzora? If somebody has some type of stain, white stain on his body, the person has to see this and they have to come to Kohen. And Kohen would tell him, and they're going to see and they're going to tell him, what is this stain about? Usually, Metzora comes from Mussar. Metzora means somebody says something bad. Usually comes from Lashon Hara. Person talks bad things about other people, becomes Metzora. And Ongolos translated Metzora, Miskarta. Miskarta, why the Prophet says, Zohar HaKadosh says, Zohar. Zohar says Miskarta. Why Metzora is called Miskarta? Sagur. Miskarta from Sagur. Sagur is closed. When says somebody says, I don't want to pick up from my mouth, but the thing would be closed on him. Shari Rahamim, Shari Tefillah, everything. The person has to be very careful. Lashon Hara, what Lashon Hara does to a person is unbelievable. A person has to be very, very careful. It's very dangerous, Lashon Hara. Therefore, Lashon Hara, Sagarta. Zohar says, that's a Metzora like the Lashon of Torah. Sagarta, Miskarta. It closes up, it locks up. The person has to be very, very careful. Whenever that you want to talk about somebody else, think twice. Should I say, should not say it? Is it right? Is it wrong? And cheshbon, and make a cheshbon that is it worth it that I close up all of the gates of Shachamim Shamayim. Always we need every day we need gates of Shamayim to be open for us. We need Rachmei Shamayim for the life is very crazy, it's so fragile, turbulent of life is so much that we need Chasdei Hashem every day. Rachamim Hashem every day for ourselves, for our family, for Kahal Yisrael, for everybody. Therefore, it's not kedai, it's not worth it. The person has to be careful. Now, Mefarshim say, what's the connection between having a child and Metzora has to bring a korban? In other words, mother has to bring a korban and Metzora, what's the connection between them? The Midrash says, we didn't Midrash, we didn't know. But the Midrash, Baruch Hashem, we have Midrashim to open our eyes. The Midrash says, Chosh Baruch Hu tells the lady, do you bring the korban or not? If you are careless and you are not bringing the korban to Kohen, Chayecha, promise you that you have to come to Kohen. Why do you have to come to Kohen? because you're going to have a stain, and through the stain you have to come to Kohen to check it out. Whether it is Metzora, what should you do? The procedure of Metzora should go. Now it boggles the mind of the Mefarshim that what's the connection? What's the connection? Everything that Torah says is measure by measure. There is some type of connection puts things together. Here Torah tells us that the lady doesn't bring korban. I promise you that you don't bring the korban to Kohen, I make you to come. And Mefarshim say there is a depth here. What's the depth? This mother had a baby. Hashem did so many nisim from the time of conception and 9 months of pregnancy, first months from the just tiny bit human beings grows and grows. You know how many nisim happens, and if one thing would go wrong, the baby is not the same baby. The baby is not healthy. You know, Hashem does so much nisim, and after that, the delivery is a mess. Now, lady, you are careless about it. You don't pay attention to Chatab of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're not grateful to your own blessings. All you are busy with negative things. All you are busy, I don't have this, I don't have that. This doesn't go like this doesn't go like that. My friend has it better this. Your mind is occupied for all of these things. That's why you are not paying attention to your own blessings. You are not there to count it, to pay attention, because mind is occupied, is busy with all of the negative things, all of the deprivation, all of the things that the mind creates for itself, this illusion of reality. Now, Torah is telling us, if a mother of home is a mother that doesn't have gratitude toward HaKadosh Baruch Hu that did so much nisim, somebody doesn't have positive perspective, I promise you that he would not have this positive perspective in life, and he would get like a bug. Persian said, some people, nature of bug. What does bug do? Finds a clean table. Where does it go? It goes on a spot that's there, or a hand. Everything is clean. There is a wound someplace. The bug comes right on the wound. Right on the wound. Finds it and comes. Some people have such a nature. The Torah is telling us somebody doesn't bring korban, doesn't have that understanding and sensitivity to thank Hashem, to show gratitude. He is somebody that Hashem did so many nisim, and what you avoid it, you ignore it. Therefore, you're somebody that's not sensitive. Somebody is not sensitive. Therefore, he looks at it. Therefore, Lashon Hara is a matter of perspective. It's not that Istur in Dibur. It's an Istur in perspective. Whether you are somebody looks at the positive things and appreciates and grateful, or no, somebody goes to somebody's house, he did so many things for him. Okay, they did it for themselves, they added a little bit for us also. They did this. This type of attitude. This somebody, doctor works hard on you and does a lot of things. He did it for money, he didn't do this properly, that properly. A worker works for you. Life, there's no ending to it. Not all of the things a person would justify, because see, there's a psychology very deep down in a person. Hashem says, I bring all of the kralot because you weren't sameach when I gave you everything. Unfortunately, since Hashem gave everything, why are you sameach? We thought people are not happy because they don't have everything. We call rope, everything. Everything, why it's not happy? No, there is deep psychology in a person that a person knows, if I'm happy about somebody, then I have to subjugate myself to him. I have to submit myself to him. I have to do something for him. I have to be meshabet, submit myself. I have to be show gratitude. I have to. Therefore, when a person is like that, then he wants to deny. Naturally, very deep down, he wants to deny that, no, I didn't receive anything. He didn't do such good. He didn't do. Even HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because if we really feel we have to have show gratitude to Hashem to Makil Tov, then we behave differently, we act differently, we do things differently. Therefore, all the things are because of that the person doesn't have the right perspective to appreciate, to be grateful. Therefore, deep down, the person doesn't want. That's the point over here. Torah is telling us, Lashon Hara comes deep down because you don't want to have gratitude. Just the opposite. President Torah says, once somebody did something good to you, you have shown gratitude this and increases. Once you have positive energy brings more positive, more friendship, more ahava, more yidud, more bracha, more blessing. And negativity takes away all of the blessing from a person. Just the opposite of what Hara is trying to do. Because Hashem should take a lesson from here to have a positive perspective on life, to see things in a good manner, not to be pessimistic, optimistic, and to see everything in the right vision, and to have gratitude. Because of that, we could get a life full of blessings.